Good afternoon, everybody. Before we begin, a huge thank you to our Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce 2021 Mission and Vision Partners, our MVPs. You might recognize a lot of those logos, and if you do, we certainly encourage you to engage with them in one way or another. We thank them all for their support. Their support like this continues programming like our chamber chat, some of the networking events, and the other things that the chamber is doing. So thank you once again to our 2021 Mission and Vision Partners, our MVPs. Welcome to this episode of Chamber Chat Live. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Director of Institutional Relationships and the Director of Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. Once again, welcome. This is going to be our final episode of, believe it or not, Season 6. So we are exiting Season 6 and knocking on the door of Season 7. I will repeat this, but we are probably going to begin Season 7, I'm thinking in mid-September. We have some things behind the scenes that we're working on and like to accomplish, and I think that timing is going to fall in quite nicely. So if you'd like to be a guest, if you're a chamber member and you'd like to be a guest, certainly reach out to us. You can reach us at info@tricountyareachamber.com. My apologies, podcast@tricountyareachamber.com. This way we know you're interested in the podcast. So podcast@tricountyareachamber.com. Also, a special thank you to all the staff at the chamber who help organize the guests and get things going for us, Eileen and Melissa. And I know we're going to have some new folks coming on board as well. And then lastly, I do want to thank Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing. Drew is flashing up all those graphics and doing all the behind the scenes. Drew, it's a pleasure working with you, and certainly appreciate all your assistance. So thank you so much. So let's bring on today's guests. Again, it's always interesting because I get a chance to meet people that I've never spoken to before. This one I actually have spoken to very briefly last week, but I'd like to welcome on Kim Kyra. Kim is from Barry Isett and Associates. Kim, welcome to Chamber Chat.
Hi, thank you, Bill. Welcome. It's nice to be here. A pleasure, and thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. We appreciate you taking advantage of the opportunity. I know I've heard the name before, but I can't say how much I've interacted, and you guys do quite a bit and have quite a breadth of services. So before we begin getting into some of the other parts of the Chamber Chat here, can you tell us a little bit about the company?
Absolutely. So yes, we are very diverse. We're diverse in our locations and also the services that we provide. So if I'm at a career fair, I typically tell the students, or ask them, what do you know about us? And they don't know much. But we really can take a project anywhere from that raw piece of land that needs to be developed with survey work, with environmental work. That might be a phase 1 environmental site assessment. Through the civil land development process, we have folks here who deal in buildings, so they can do the design of that structural piece. We have a mechanical, electrical, plumbing team. So once that power is run to the building, they take it from there on all those building systems. We have folks who do forensic engineering. So hopefully your structure's not experiencing any issues, but if you have any questions, they're happy to come out and take a look at it. And then we have ancillary services that tie right into there. Our geotechnical team, they're really focused on, how does the building tie into the land? And again, once that building's up, we have a whole host of folks who do code inspection and plan review. So we just keep growing and breaking out new departments and adding new services. But just in a nutshell, that's really what we can do for our clients, everywhere from raw land to giving them that inspection to say, go ahead, move on in your building.
So you absolutely do quite a bit there. I was just looking at the list of services in addition to what you were mentioning there. You're also local, but you have a few locations, right? Can you describe the area that you service?
Sure. So Barry Isett, and there is a Barry Isett, he's our chairman of the board still, so involved in the company. He actually started the company here in the Lehigh Valley. So we're right near the intersection of I-78 and Route 100. And not too many years after starting the company, he purchased a small mechanical plumbing firm in Norristown. So that took us down into kind of that Tri-County area. But since then, we've grown dramatically over the past few years. And now we're set up regionally is kind of how we identify. So Lehigh Valley is still our headquarters, and the Lehigh and Northampton counties comprises that market area. To the north of the Lehigh Valley, we have 3 offices in what we call our Northeast Pennsylvania region. So Stroudsburg, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazleton. Down to the south in that Tri-County area, we have our headquarters, or our hub rather, of the Southeast region in Phoenixville. We push to the east with opening a new office in Bucks County. So that's in the process of opening any day now. We just had the carpet put in and furniture installed. And then we go right up the 422 corridor to Wyomissing. So that's also part of our Southeast region. And a few years ago, through a merger, we pushed out to Capital Region. So we have an office in Mechanicsburg as well. So we really cover the state north to south and then push out to the Capital Region area.
Well, congratulations on your new location. That's exciting.
Thank you.
You know, anytime you have a chance to expand your marketplace and get your name out there is a great thing. So really, anybody who's watching this or listening to this is within your market and definitely can connect with you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And then what do you do for Barry Isett?
So I'm the HR director. So all things HR, we get involved in benefits for our associates, handling those. Obviously, recruiting is a huge part of what we do. New hire onboarding and employee relations kind of thing. So really anything that falls under HR except payroll. I try not to get involved in that. That's basically our accounting team.
Yeah, my wife's the same way. She's in HR, and she has somebody that helps her with payroll too. So yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we were very briefly talking about employment. And I know you have quite a few positions that are open. So can you tell us about some of those and why folks should work with Barry Isett? And then also, I want you to talk about being one of the best places to work as well.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to lead with. So you want to work here because we are a top workplace. We've been voted a top workplace in the Lehigh Valley for upwards of 9 years now, but we were really excited within the past 4 or 5 years. We were also participating in the Pennsylvania Best Places to Work. So while we got a lot of great feedback about how we're doing in the Lehigh Valley, since we're beyond that, we really wanted to focus on statewide, how are we doing? And so the past 2 years, we were recipient named to that top 100 places in Pennsylvania, which we're really proud of.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We really think that our culture has a lot to do with it. We are employee owned, so we feel like that sets us apart. It gives folks more of an ownership, in their projects, in their client relations, just in what their decisions are every day. So we share that information of what's going on with the company with all of our associates. Very few secrets. Everyone knows how we're doing financially. So we are recruiting for nearly all departments across all offices. Our careers page was just enhanced. We're in the midst of a transition between our applicant tracking system and payroll. So it looks a little bit different from the other web pages. But we are looking for folks with maybe a 2-year degree as far as an AutoCAD drafter for our Lehigh Valley office, to folks in property maintenance and zoning inspection, to a code specialist, to a civil department head engineer. So really something out there for almost everyone, regardless of your education level.
So I would encourage anybody watching, again, we're in a situation where we see a lot of these job openings and there's opportunity for folks. So even if you're not necessarily, I'm speaking on your behalf, I'm sorry, Kim, but I'm sure Kim would be open to a conversation that even though you may not be in this particular discipline, there may be something at the organization that you could fit in. I think it's just a matter of kind of just getting everything back going again and finding opportunity for folks in the community. Am I correct in that assessment, or?
It is. And, we fully support educational training for our associates. We have a number of folks who need those continuing education credits. So the company's happy to help with that. Or if folks want to go back and, pursue a 4-year degree or a master's in business, if it's within their realm and we think it's a benefit to the company, we absolutely encourage that. So some of our positions are definitely on the job training. So if you just have an interest and strong work ethic and just want to come to work every day with an awesome team, please take a look at our website.
See, and this is why you guys are one of the best places to work, right?
We
So,
hope so.
yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to talk about, I know you had provided us some information, and if you wouldn't mind maybe just taking a few moments and describing these, one's a project in particular, but the other one is kind of a specialty, because I know we have a lot of schools that are members of the chamber. But then also if it's not schools, it might be some other facility that hosts sporting events and has maybe some bleachers installed for spectators. And I know me as a spectator, when I'm going to an event, all I want to do is just go there and sit down on the bench. I don't think about structural integrity and spacing and all that stuff. But that is stuff that you guys do. That's why you're the specialty in it. So, can you describe to me a little bit about the information that you had sent over with the bleachers, please?
Sure. So apparently, any organization that has bleachers on their facility, they're required to have those inspected periodically. And our forensics team is happy to do that and come out and help with that. So, as you mentioned, you might go to a community center, you might go to a local high school football game, you might go to a raceway, something like that. So, really, anything with bleachers, there are requirements that they need to ensure the safety of all of those who come, because like you said, that's not what you're going there for, right? You're going there for the enjoyment. So we make sure that it's safe for all of those folks, and we help our owners through the process if any repairs are needed. So this was just a mailer that was sent out to a targeted audience that we felt might benefit from our services. And we have so many clients who might work with us for years and years in a different discipline, and they'll find out, oh geez, I didn't know that you did that. For what else can you help us with? I had no idea. So it's just a nice way we support K through 12, which is what you might think of as a bleacher audience, in many ways, whether it's this or becoming their engineer of record for helping them with any issues that might come up with their mechanical systems, or just planning for their facilities long term on types of things that they might need to take a look at, for renovation, repair, and just general maintenance.
So it's very, very interesting that you mentioned, you said that, some folks have, their clients of yours just in a specific discipline, and they may not know that you have these other things available. So if you are a customer of Barry Isett, please reach out. I'm sure there's something else that they can certainly do for you. And then you guys were also working on a project in Pottstown at the storied Hill School over there. So you want to describe that a little bit?
Sure. So I think, it really started as kind of a retaining wall, and they had some issues there and some questions. And again, it was one of those things, before you know it, we pulled in several of our departments who were able to help. So it's a client that's close by our Phoenixville office, not too far away. And again, they're not public K through 12, but they are in the educational institution, and they have some challenges there, as they're not have a whole lot of room for expansion, but they're looking at, what else can we do here on site, and again, helping with them with some planning on other projects that might happen down the line. So again, just it's where that multidiscipline approach that we have really makes it nice for our clients. It's kind of a one-stop shop. They reach out to us for one thing, but we end up being able to serve them in a variety of different ways.
Yeah, and it's interesting looking at the screen that Drew has up here, and to describe those folks on the podcast. We're looking at the retaining wall at the Hill School, and it looks like it's being braced up by all these different braces, I guess you'd call them. And then you guys come in, kind of assess what's going on there, and then work on a remediation or replacement. I know you even did something with the steps on that particular location as well. And I've said it on the podcast and on Chamber Chat before. This is why you hire the professionals. This is why the folks from the Hill School are not going to sit there and look at this and say, oh, let's just hire somebody and we'll get it fixed, sort of thing. You guys actually come in and analyze it and make the strong recommendation for what needs to be done on the project.
Right. And we realize that, we'll work often with facilities directors, and we know, if it's a school, for instance, and they're redoing their stadium or they're putting in a new turf field, they have some technical capabilities on house, but they can't spend all day for the whole duration of the project following up what's going on, reading through the specifications, making sure things are going along as they should. And that's really where we come in, and we support someone who's already in a familiar role, but just doesn't have the bandwidth or the time to be there day in, day out. So we kind of help serve as the eyes and the ears and the owner's rep and protect them as they move through the process.
That's awesome. So, so how long have you been with Barry Isett?
So probably about, I think, 23 years, maybe more. So obviously I
Okay.
just started right out of high school,
Yeah. Nice. So you're part of that culture. That's the best places to work. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we as an industry have very low turnover. So we have many other people who have been here as long as I have. And I'm sure people who are on track to be here that length of time as well. So we're very fortunate. Recruiting's pretty difficult right now, but I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a few more minutes left here. I would just encourage anybody, if they have any comments, questions, or suggestions, that you certainly drop them. Drew and I are monitoring the comment section here. So you have Kyra. She is the Human Resources Director. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Human Resources Director. So she can answer some questions for you if you like, about employment, about the breadth of services that we do have available, questions about the locations as well. So I also wanted to ask, so you guys have been involved with the chamber a little bit. How have you found the opportunity with doing some of the networking events and just interacting with the chamber?
Right. So I just think it's a great exposure for all of us, and we're very driven. One of our kind of our values is service. So any way that we can get involved in the community, we look to take advantage of that. And the chamber is just one of those ways. And from a networking perspective, but definitely all the different services that they offer and programs that they offer, we take part as much as we can. I'm based in the Lehigh Valley, so not as active, down in that area as maybe I probably should be, but we do have our marketing directors down there, and we have, again, with the office in Phoenixville, I know folks have been involved and attended chamber events, and we're very appreciative of the events that they sponsor for us and that they provide.
Yeah, and even though you're not directly in this community, you are taking advantage of the chamber, this offering specifically. Can you tell everybody how much this costs you to be on Chamber Chat, Kim?
Yeah, I don't think it cost us anything.
No, it didn't. It
So
didn't
much.
cost
Thanks so much.
$0, everybody.
I'll let
Zero
our
to
accounting team know.
Yeah, it's part of your membership. So we encourage everyone who is a member of the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce, please be on this program. If you haven't heard before, this gets syndicated to a number of different Facebook pages. I think there's about 8 or 9. Drew will probably fact check me on that because he runs half of them, if not all of them. But by the time it's all said and done, you're literally getting hundreds of views, if not thousands. So, it's an opportunity for you to spread your word far beyond just a traditional social media campaign or maybe a mail campaign or something like that. This also goes on YouTube. So it's an opportunity for you to share that link. If people want to become a little bit more familiar with maybe you personally as a business owner, or familiar with what your business does, this is a great opportunity for them to get to know you other than just a mailer or some social media posts. Oftentimes, and I know with you guys, Kim, it's all about relationships, right? It's developing those relationships and nurturing those relationships. And how do they start? They start when somebody starts reaching out and there's a little bit of rapport there.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Bill. And we've had clients that have been Barry's clients since the year he started, and it is about relationships and passing them off to the right people as other people get promoted or move on.
Yeah. Please remind me again, what year did you guys start?
We started in 1977. So I think they say Barry kind of started the company actually in the midst of a recession. He took advantage of that time he was working somewhere else and felt like, well, maybe now's the time that a small business can get started. So we've been through some of those with, the 2008, 9, and 10. We remember those struggles. So when COVID hit, we were kind of prepared. Unfortunately, for what do we need to do and how do we need to handle this? And I think we each time have come out stronger.
Yeah, there's something to be said for businesses like that. I know, again, I'm part of Victory Bank, and I might be self promoting here, but we also started in 08, 09, when things were going through a recession, and now more than ever we have been wildly successful. So we have the community to thank for that, and I know you guys do too. And again, being a part of the chamber is all part of that. So, yeah. Anything else you'd like to share before we go today, Kim?
No, I don't think so. But we are actually also in the midst of revising our website. So
Hmm.
for everybody out there listening, watching, or taking a look at our website, check back in a couple of months. Hopefully, it'll have a fresh new look, and we're also going to be looking at putting videos and other, types of advertising and links to what we do out in the community. So I think it'll always be evolving, and we're trying to keep it fresh. So check in there often and hit our careers page also.
That's awesome. Thank you. And folks, we're going to put Kim's contact information in the show notes. This way, if you're listening to this or you are watching it, you have a way to contact Kim. I just think it's a tremendous opportunity to be part of a company. Again, anytime that somebody is a best places to work, there's something there. You don't just put in an application and get selected and say, "Yay, congratulations!" It's earned. There's a lot of criteria that goes into that. So I would encourage you to engage with Kim and her team. So, Kim, thank you so much for being a guest today. Greatly appreciate it.
Great. Thank you, Bill, for inviting us. It was wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. If I could ask you to just hold on for just a moment.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of Chamber Chat. Again, this is the last episode of season 6. We are going to start back up season 7, probably sometime in mid-September. So, as always, we thank you for taking the opportunity to watch or to listen to Chamber Chat. Some of you might not think we've got past season 1, but here we are, season 6 completed, and we're going on to season 7, and there is no slowing down. So thank you once again for watching or for tuning in. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.